In the last episode we transited the incredible Corinth Canal and are now poised to strike out into the Aegean Sea, heading to Naxos. On the way we make running repairs, witness wildfires and submarines, make an unplanned night passage and avoid a crash at anchor. All I need to do now is land the drone, but I seem to have picked up a couple of friends that want it as a toy. Although I do regularly land on the deck, it is quite cluttered and I prefer a wide open space, and I usually clear some ropes out of the way first, but due to my new friends I had little option. This is Intrepid Bear, a 40-foot sailboat off to explore the world with her crew Ian and Kate.
Come aboard and let's see what's out there.
There we go, out at the other end of the Corinth Canal into the Aegean Sea. We've got about 12 knots on the beam at the moment, really good sailing breeze. We're just motoring while Kate makes lunch. She's almost hangry because she hasn't had any breakfast. So we're going to have lunch first. I don't want to put the boat leaning on its side whilst Kate's doing lunch. So pottering along on engine, 4.6 knots. About 5 or 6 hours this afternoon, hopefully, to get to an anchorage we've identified. And yeah, ideal. That canal was pretty something, don't you think? Hell of an engineering feat back whenever they did it. Okay, so we'll just go out to reef 2.
There you are. So we're in the Aegean now, as you know. I've been suddenly struck by how much more rubbish there is in the sea. It's really bad. We didn't notice hardly any rubbish in the Ionian. I'm sure there is plenty of rubbish in the seas over there, and all on our journey so far I've not seen as much plastic and bits in the sea. What is really hard to show is the really small pieces. So the big ones you can catch easily on camera and they seem to be dying down a bit, but it's within the waves. There's lots of small pieces which presumably came from bigger pieces to start with, and those are the sort of bits that, and there's a big bit there. But yeah, there's pieces around an inch long or size of your thumbnail, and there's lots of them, so they've obviously broken down something. I don't want to be too negative, but it really saddens me to see beautiful places spoilt by litter when it's not hard to dispose of it properly. Litter aside, the weather was glorious and the sailing relaxed.
It was clearly not as peaceful everywhere in Greece, as these firefighting planes were making several circuits, picking up water to drop on wildfires in the area. So the wind's just fluked around all over the place, so we'll have to see whether we can still make it to where we wanted to go to, which was Aegean, was it? I can't even remember the name of it. Which we're going to struggle, but another island in front of us. That'll probably do as long as we've got northerly protection. So
many islands, we just have to go for whichever one.
We'll go where the wind is taking us. we're in no particular, we have no particular target, we just need northerly protection for tonight, and there's a downwind island which is where the wind wants us to go, roughly in the general direction of where we want to go. That'll do. So this is the island of Agkistri. Agkistri it's spelt, Agkistri. But this is the northern side, and the wind is blowing from the north or northwest tonight. So there are quite a few boats anchored in here, and it probably won't be too bad because it'll probably be quite light. But we're going to go around the other side of the island so we're protected from any north wind. Damn, should have filmed it, but no, we went around the back of the island there where we were supposed to be sheltered, and the wind's coming totally the wrong way, and they were really rocky, tight anchorages, which would have required stern tying, and stern tying on this boat with the dinghy on the back is a little bit of a pain, so I don't want to do it just for one night. Got to put the dinghy down, get a line ashore, so for one night it's not worth it. So we've carried on. Kate's cooking dinner while we're going. We've carried on. We're going to go across to a bigger island nearby of Aegean and see if there's a decent sheltered anchorage there. We've got plenty of time. So that was Aegean. None of the anchorages there we were particularly keen on, to be honest. The one in there right now, boats are rolling all over the place because there's a swell coming in from an unexpected direction. So we just decided that we're just going to suck it up and overnight passage across to Kythnos, which is about 50 odd miles, take us about 10 hours. So we'll go overnight and just get it done, and then we're almost where we need to be. Night sail? What's that all about?
Not done one for ages. There's something quite magical about being, hopefully, on a passage at night. Sunsets, sunrises, clear skies.
And how did it happen?
I was just trying to find somewhere to sleep tonight, wasn't it? And the wind said that certain anchorages, sorry, the forecast said certain anchorages would be flat. And the wind was coming in the right direction, but the swell wasn't coming in the right direction, and we went all the way around 2 islands, or the south side of them, and then finally thought, you know, it's only 8 hours currently to get there, so why not just keep going?
Why not? So for a long time I've said that we should be able to just transition from day sailing to night sailing at the drop of a hat if things don't work out. Well, this is a little test for that, and we've quickly put the bed together, just cleared the sofa, put the the lee cloth up, packed things away because they're already stowed for sailing. That's about it really. We know where some snacks are for overnight. Yeah, watch schedule sorted out. We're going to just go for 3 hours, because if we do 4-hour watches, one of us won't even get an off watch because it's only an 8-hour passage. Well, it was until we slowed down to 3.7 knots. Now it's getting a bit longer, but we're going to go for 3-hour watches.
So there's some smoke rising from the island behind us. I don't know if there's a forest fire on there. There is one north-east of Athens, unless the smoke's just drifting across this island. It's not that far from Athens.
Right, that's better. The main sheet, this shackle came undone. Probably won't be able to see it in the dark, but I'll get a picture. The little shackle came undone and the main sheet was suddenly out there, which was a bit alarming. Anyway, it's fixed. I shall mouse it tomorrow with a bit of mousing wire so it can't possibly come undone again. And in the meantime, we're being stalked by a submarine.
So I'd literally gone down, lay down on my bed, and I hear, like, what is it? Like, the main sheet's come undone, and then we're busy sorting that, and I was like, oh, or more. There's a submarine over there. So,
Stop swearing on YouTube, please.
yeah, submarine.
So just coming into the bay on the top northwest corner of the island. Should be really protected, but it also could be quite busy. So we're hoping we can find a spot. It's blowing 25 knots now. We had sort of a reasonable sail across at times, and other times it just dropped off. At one point I was, waypoint complete. One point while Kate was off watch, I was sailing quite happily nearly 6 knots, and then literally the boat just hit a wall. The wind went round. Wind just went round 20 or 30 degrees straight onto the nose. Boat stopped dead, and that was that. So covered sail pretty much. Anchor's down, anchor's really secure, got 3,000 revs astern. You can see the anchor down on the sand. Well, you can't because it's out in front of us at the moment, but the water's really clear, crystal blue, and it's a lovely spot. With the sun just rising over there.
After some rest, and as a result of a fresh weather forecast, we decided to move round to an even more protected anchorage.
At this time of year there is a wind that regularly blows from the north through the Aegean Sea. This wind is named the Meltemi. It often exceeds 20 or 30 knots and can blow for days or weeks with very few breaks. With the Meltemi blowing, we anchored as close to the shore as possible. The reason for this is it means that no one else can anchor upwind of us. There is always the risk of another boat dragging anchor and colliding with you. We were pleased to have taken the precaution on this occasion. We watched to see if they would need any assistance, but the catamaran had their own dinghy in the water and plenty of crew, and eventually they managed to untangle themselves. He's reversing, the yacht's gone ahead. Oh, good plan, yeah.
With the drama over, it was back to the daily business of life. Laundry day on the Bear. This is real life, and in between snorkeling and swimming and doing fun things. We've got other stuff to do. Ian's doing some editing, and I'm trying to do the washing. There's no laundry nearby that I'm aware of, so it's the shower cubicle. That's it, laundry done, and now they're hanging up in the cockpit because it's so windy outside. I'll probably lose the underwear to the sea gods. So yeah, laundry day done. It's not often washed on the boat. I normally go into a marina and do it all sort of once a month, but needs must. All our swimming gear and everything's getting a bit fusty, needs a bit of a good clean. So yeah, laundry done.
It's warm, but the breeze is not too bad, is it?
No, it'd be horrible without a breeze.
Yeah. It's quite windy in the anchorage, but not so windy on the shore here. Quite a view from up here of the joining bit between the two beaches.
Be in my picture.
I am in your picture.
You're looking over there.
Okay, so it's fairly early in the morning. Well, it's not early in the morning, it's 8:30, but that's relatively early by our standards these days. We are going to make the jump across to Naxos. We're due to be there in 2 weeks' time to meet Kate's daughter, Abby. But we'd far rather be early than late. We're going to go around the top of Kythnos where we are, because that gives us a better angle on the wind. It's an extra sort of 5 or 6 miles, but hopefully on the wind direction that's forecast, which is north-northeast, it should be a better angle to sail on. So there's a few lumps coming around the top of the island. It's obviously the wind whippling down through here, but it definitely makes sense for us to go up around the top as long as it's not too harsh. And we're making 5.5 knots, giving it a little bit of revs just to get into the wind. As we come around the top of the island, it'll start to come onto our beam a little bit more. And once we get to the top there, then we can sail off down, hopefully, I'm probably being naive and believing the weather, hopefully on a nice broad reach, doing at least 5 knots, but we shall see once we get up to the top.
This is nice sailing now.
So you join us at a good moment. We've literally had, the wind was fluking around all over the place. We're having a nice sail, 5.5, 6 knots. Suddenly, bang, wind goes round onto the nose. All too close. It shouldn't be. It should be northerly, which should be broad reach. But anyway, suddenly it's picked up, and we decided instead of heading straight for Naxos, we'll just turn 25, 30 degrees downwind and head for Paros, and we just hit 9 knots there. The wind is 20 odd knots broad reaching, and yeah, we're flying now. We're just hoping it stays that way, because we'll be at our waypoint in about 3 hours and 4 hours. But yeah, 9 knots. There shouldn't be any current here. It could be a little bit, but I think it's mainly the fact that we've got a strong wind on the fastest point of sail. So last 45 minutes into Paros we decided to go into this evening, and back up to about 20 odd knots of wind, broad on the beam, broad reach, steaming along, going like a train. It's really nice when it goes like that. 6.5, 7 knots of boat speed, 20 knots of wind, going like a train.
you're able to hear it yet. There's a massive thrum of engines as there's a fast ferry approaching us. Quite 35 knots from behind, and we've heard him for a long, long time. There's such meaty engines. It's barreling down quite a close CPA. So hopefully he's going to see us and avoid us.
$3,000 RPM, she's in. So yeah, Paros Island. All that holiday maker central over there. I can hear a bit of music. But this anchorage, yeah, a little bit of noise from the music, but it's actually quite nice. And very well protected from the Meltemi winds. I think we're going to get occasional roll from the ferries. But yeah, it's all good.
This is a timely point to end this episode. Join us next time as we battle the Meltemi and ferry swell in another dubious harbour. And after the high point of Paxos in June, we've been doing a lot of thinking, and we have a major change of plans.